Hey, one first down. One first down. One first down. One. Come on. Come on. Come on, Dre. Watch that. That's how you do 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 that. Let's go, Drake. Hey, hold on, Victor.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. For anyone listening to audio, those gruntings was not live from Ray's mother's house on Tuesday. That was Drake Maye running his team to the Super Bowl last Sunday. Here we are at the Simple Minds Sports Show Friday Rewind live Tuesday, January 27th. Here to tell you why the Patriots, this year's Patriots, the 2025 New England Patriots, are not the worst team to go to a Super Bowl, on the contrary of what everybody tends to think. They might be, but we're here to tell you why they're not. All the reasons why they're not. And to do that, we're going to start with some opening takes, as we always do. Bobby, why don't you kick us off?
Certainly. I have 3 words for all you Patriots haters. God wills it. Okay, that's 3 words, and that's to all you motherless, cock-sucking, dingleberry eating, dick riding, agendaless, you non-sports, non-ball knowing Anivers. It's 3 words. It's God wills it. Patriots opening third quarter drive down for a glorious 30-yard field goal. It was fucking beautiful. And then there will be snow. And when Drake Maye finally unleashes the holy strong dick that he has been withholding from America for playoff games, then you will know God wills it.
We don't do politics on the show, Bobby. Ray, your opening take.
Sorry.
Thank you there, Richard. And no matter what happens in Super Bowl 60, I think the narrative is going to be that the Patriots had the easiest season of all time, because if we blow out the Seahawks, they're going to say you played Sam Darnold. That's the only reason why you won a Super Bowl. If we lose to the Seahawks, they're going to say, see, you lost to Sam Darnold. So it's a lose-lose situation. I like how everyone's hating us again. I love all the tears. Bring it on. Bring it on for the next 2 weeks. I will taste it up all day long.
Yeah, look, I could go a number of different ways with this opening take. The tears are tasty. It's like there just was not enough time. I mean, 2019 was not that long ago. 2018 was the last Super Bowl win for the Patriots, and there just wasn't enough time for these people. And I get it. I'm not even mad at them. I understand the hate. They've earned it. They get it. They can do all they want. But like Bobby said, God wills it. Here's something though, Patriots related, that we might not get to on the show. So allow me to bring it up. You know who's not a first ballot Hall of Famer? Bill Belichick. How fucking hilarious on so many levels. Number one, if you're an asshole to the media for 30 years and then you just absolutely coast the last 5 years of your career, not giving an absolute fuck, turns out you might have consequences for that. That's point number one, which I don't actually necessarily believe in, because point number 2 is all Hall of Fames are shams. They're all a joke. Every single one of them. The NFL just dug their own grave with this one. Bill Polian, you spiteful turd. You fucking loser. All of them losers for this. Oh, he has to pay a penance for Spygate. You fucking losers. Hall of Fames are a joke. The NFL Hall of Fame is now null and void. Like, you can't not put this guy in first ballot and think that you have any credibility. Baseball's been that way forever. Basketball lets anybody in. Hall of Fames are a joke. They no longer carry any weight. So funny that Belichick put us as Patriots fans and now North Carolina fans through some hell and turmoil over the last several years. And he was just such an arrogant prick to fucking everybody. And now they got their chance to put their knife in the back and they Caesared him, but they didn't. He didn't deserve that. He's top 2, top 3, maybe the greatest coach of all time. Doesn't get first ballot Hall of Fame. Bullshit. Losers. Absolute fucking losers. Hall of Fame committees. Speaking of arrogance, I could go off on Hall of Fame committees all day long, but we won't. We're here to talk about the Patriots and their continued dominance. God wills it. Can we get that on a shirt? AFC Championship recap and reactions. A lot of talk about that. A little look ahead to the Super Bowl. We've got 2 weeks here. People don't remember. It was 5 years ago that the Patriots were not
a long time ago.
It was nearly half a decade. So if you don't remember, there are 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, so we have plenty of time to talk about that game. So a little peek ahead. And then here's something we'll bring back: top 5 segment. Haven't done that in a while, and this will be great for all of you Patriot haters. We're going to go over the top 5 Patriots Super Bowl memorable moments.
There's a lot.
I've listed several, but obviously we can go. And then Raymond, if you could pull out the ledger, and we'll have our official top 5 by the end of that segment.
I might have to blow that off like I blow off your mother's ass.
I don't get that, but it works. This or That with Chief Bobby and Simplest Minds of the Week. Welcome to the Simple Minds Sports Show, Friday Rewind, live Tuesday, January 27th.
I got something troubling on my mind. I got something troubling on my mind. I got something.
If you're watching on YouTube, you're welcome. Bobby's got a strong athletic tuck. You can't see, but you can feel it emanating through the screen. It's a new room, so we're happy for him. Ray, generally, really happy with you right now. You look like shit, and you told us why in the green room before the show went off. So I'm not going to get on you for it. If it takes you a little bit to think about it, that's fine. You are the
the sex.
bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
zero
Yeah.
actually is more so. So
Yeah.
looking a little haggard, that's fine. Or maybe clean yourself up and you could change that.
Should maybe put in a little effort. Yeah.
Nah. Or maybe wear some of that sweet merch that we're giving away and getting from I Love Boston Sports fan favorites. Why don't you tell us a little about them, Raymond?
Absolutely. If you want to get your we all we need, go down to 250 Grant Street, Braintree, Massachusetts. Go check out I Love Boston Sports, or go online, get your merch. And this Saturday, go meet Hugo Gonzalez, Patriots. That's on my mind. Celtics rookie. January 31st from 2 to 4 at Faneuil Hall Marketplace. Get his autograph, take a picture, shoot the shit, do what you need to do, say what's up, say nice game-winning shot the other night. That's all.
I think it's pronounced Ugo.
Yeah, I'm not French.
Yes, you are.
No, I am.
You're at least cunty enough to be. AFC Championship, Patriots 10, Broncos 7. Let's just get this out of the way. Drake Maye played poorly. He was
Again.
not. Again, he played poorly. This was the worst of the 3 playoff games.
Oh,
10 for 20. And look, we'll get to the mitigating factors. The second half basically didn't count in terms of offensive statistics. 10 for 21, however, 86 yards in the day, 0 touchdowns to the air, 58.8 rating. Did have 10 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown, and a couple big plays in the run game, including the only touchdown from the team, the tush push, and the game-sealing bootleg that we saw there in the opener, which everybody's coming out and saying that was his call. He called his own number. Nobody knew it was coming. No, that was a Josh McDaniels saying, hey, if you see the defense overloading and you want to take it, go ahead and take it. And Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels absolutely know he had that in his bag. He just didn't tell the team so he could sell it. The overreaction to Drake Maye going, I'm going rogue here is starting to drive me fucking crazy. Josh McDaniels for sure put that in his bag. Absolutely. There's no
He just
question.
didn't tell the lineman or the running back because they wanted them to have think they're actually going to do that, like run the ball. So everyone went that way and he just took off and went bootleg left.
Right. And good
That
call
is how
by
most
him.
fakes work anyway. So, I mean, either way, they're going to go that way if it's a fake. So,
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, awesome play. Great dramatics. We've seen this a couple times from McDaniels, Vrabel, and the Patriots to close out games, not settling. They did it again to go to the Super Bowl. It was awesome to see in the snowstorm. We'll get to it. All that's great. I just calm down with the Drake Maye went rogue and called his own play. No, he didn't. They put that in the bag for him to make the run option. Anyway, possible injured shoulder. That's the next big news coming out of this game. He might have an injured shoulder. Maybe that's a great excuse for why he was turfing the balls to Booty every other throw, it felt like, during this game. Or maybe it was nerves, Bobby. Maybe it was you've played the top 3 defenses in the leagues 3 weeks in a row, and you've shown some cracks in your armor. This one being the worst of it. You had to deal with the weather. Regardless, obviously not the best game for me. And maybe he was tight. Bernard said his footwork were absolutely all over the place. He kind of looked like in the Raiders game and the end of that Bills loss. So we've seen that in his makeup. If he gets in his own head, he gets shaky like he looked in that Denver game. Certainly as a rookie, first time playing in Mile High AFC Championship, it wouldn't be surprising if that was the answer, but he's going to have to be better.
Yeah, I think that the narrative flipping where the Patriots going from being the underdog to the outright favorite in that game, and if they had lost, it would have been seen as a bit of a laughing stock. I think that kind of played in on him a little bit and on the team. I don't think they had a great plan to kind of come out. They just sort of they didn't seem like they really had anything thought up. They just kind of ran the ball straight ahead and did like a screen pass. It didn't really seem like they had a plan for him to come out. Defense came out. They played great. I mean, in reality, Stidham made one throw. We know why that guy's a backup quarterback. If there is another player with a different jersey than his, anywhere in his vicinity, he crumbles like a grape. That is why that man is a backup. So that once the Patriots figured it out, they just blitzed him all game and he never made another throw. But this game, the playoff run is about the team and the defense outside of Drake Maye. Drake Maye made the few plays he needed to get them across there. But just as our quick look ahead, if that team shows up in the Super Bowl and we get the regular season Drake Maye, that's how they win. Without that, they don't.
Yeah, I think so. We can talk about that when we get there. Yeah, we can talk. Let's save that Drake Maye conversation a little bit for next segment. The defensive front for the Patriots, Ray, that Bobby mentioned, Stidham had the 54-yard throw, and they had a close-up on him on the broadcast, and he had that shit-eating grin on his face. And I was watching the game with some neighbors who were not
like a real cunt.
He looks like, and obviously we have the background on him when he was with the Patriots, and we were paying attention to the everything before the game. And I watched with neighbors who are not Patriots fans and weren't as closely tied in. They're like, man, this kid, they got him coming to play. Look at him. He's even like smiling. I go, just wait a second. Just wait for the pressure to build a little bit on this guy and watch him fold. And it didn't take long. And that pass, we can get to that. We can get to that pass in a second here, and the Christian Gonzalez, whether it was his fault or not. But to stick on the defensive front race, 79 yards they gave up on the ground right from the jump, 2 run plays in a row, stuff. And then they got Stidham on the move. And then, like you said, Bobby, the rest of the day they were in his kitchen. Milton Williams took it as a personal affront that all they were talking about was the number 1 offensive line in football. Him and Barmore and crew wreaked havoc on him all day. They whooped them, and it led to the game-winning play, which was the backwards pass / fumble / whatever you want to call it, whistle blown dead for no reason, took a defensive score off the board, but Maye finished it with the quarterback keeper there. That was Milton Williams. I mean, he was in the backfield before the fucking ball was. They absolutely dominated this game, Raymond. Thoughts on the defensive line or defensive in general?
No, before the season started, I thought this would be a top 10 defense, and I think they're proving they're top 5 in the league right now. They're showing that with Milton Williams and Christian Barmore, they're a two-headed monster right there. If Christian Gonzalez plays man-to-man defense, I mean, he's a lockdown corner. He's going to get paid this offseason. So, yeah, I mean, all around, it's just been a lockdown kind of theme. I like to see what happens with Jackson Smith and Jigba next week. In 2 weeks, because he is electric. I almost slipped there. But yep, I caught it. But yeah, that's the true test. I want to see what Christian Gonzalez or Carlton Davis do against him. But yeah, this defense is fucking electric right now. And they're the reason why we're in the Super Bowl.
Bobby?
I don't think either of those players are going to guard him. I think they're going to put Marcus Jones on him.
We got a segment for this. We can talk about it. But to get back to Christian Gonzalez, who was front and center for the 54-yard throw and the touchdown, the NFL nerds, the football nerds are telling me that they were playing zone, and both of those plays were on their quote-unquote free safety, which, again, they still do not employ a free safety. I don't know if you've heard me say that before. Thank you. Jalen Hawkins blew the coverage on both of those plays. And, look, I'm not a football expert. I can see it on the TV copy. I can see Jalen Hawkins coming down to play robber on that first big throw and then getting lost in the sauce and allowing the touchdown to happen. Okay. I guess the question there is, why is Christian Gonzalez always seem to be involved in a number of these plays during the game? Is it miscommunication? Or if he's doing everything perfectly right in this zone coverage, then don't play him in zone. I don't let him play man. Let him play to his
That's not strength. Yeah,
at
zone's
least
not his
once
strength.
or a couple times a game, you're getting a broken defensive play in and around Christian Gonzalez that I keep being told that has to do with zone coverage. So I want to blame Christian Gonzalez. I don't want to pay him $30 million a year, but everybody keeps telling me I can't do that. And when he plays man, he's fantastic. So I guess it didn't hurt him inevitably. The Broncos offense did jack shit after that, but you had Stidham quarterbacking and a fucking squall come through. So hard to tell, if the defense actually adjusted there. It's just frustrating to see that. Like
he's done that 3 games now, 3 playoff games. He's done that. He's been lost in coverage. Maybe it's not his fault. Maybe it is the strong free safety, whatever, but it is on his side, on his man, and it looks bad on him if he's going to be this elite corner that's going to get paid that we all talk about. We don't want to do it because we don't want to pay him the bag of money because obviously zone is a weak part of his game. This team plays a lot of zone defense, so that's why we don't want to pay him. If he keeps getting burnt, like something has to happen. Maybe you have to change it up. Maybe you just say, hey, go play man. Everyone else can play zone. Like you just guard their best receiver.
Yeah, it seemed like they did it in a couple of other games. I don't have the answer for this. It's more of an open forum question. Again, we'd be remiss not to say he did have the interception that sealed it defensively for the Patriots, led to the Maye scramble to go to the Super Bowl. Obviously, that was a lollipop ball by Stidham. Not a fantastic play, but he did come down with it. So kudos there, I guess. It probably leads more to coaching and using him correctly and an off-season decision on if you're going to play a bunch of zone, is this the right guy, blah, blah, blah. But, that was the biggest play in the game, and 2 biggest plays in the game for the Patriots defensively on the poor side of things. It looked like Christian Gonzalez was heavily involved in both. If you want to tell me it was Hawkins' fault, fine. Then go get a free safety for the first time in 7 or 8 years or whatever it is. Anyway, frustration there, but we can't harp on it too much, Bobby. I mean, the defense did what they're supposed to do against a backup quarterback in a fairly lackluster offensive team. Although, sorry, I just remembered when they did go man, Cortland Sutton was smoking Christian Gonzalez 2 or 3 times. He had him beat. One time was a big third down. Stidham. It was a little. You remember the sliding catch that Cortland Sutton dropped, and
he dropped it. Yeah,
Stidham was getting plowed like Irene on a Tuesday, and ended up getting it over the middle of the field, and Sutton ended up dropping it. But Gonzalez was beat on that play. He was beat on another play by Sutton earlier in the game. I'm not the biggest Gonzalez fan, if you can't figure that out. Before we move on, I saw that. We can certainly get back to the players in the game, but the second, third, top 5 biggest story of this game was the weather. I mean, how did no one see this coming? This was not talked about. The Broncos certainly didn't see it coming. The biggest advantage for the Patriots was in the third quarter. They went on a 9-minute drive that led to a field goal after a 4th down conversion, barely squeaking by with one of the worst tush pushes I've ever seen in my life. They end up kicking the field goal, and the next thing you know, you can't even see the Patriots on the field in their white jerseys, and it just ended up being the handoff game for the rest of the game for both teams. No team was going to score in that situation, which obviously played to the Patriots' benefit. Bobby, being up 3, they locked in. I mean, we can get to the coaching decision to do that, which I thought is being a little bit underrated, to not force the issue, truly just go to a 1940 style football and run. Maye sucked. Stidham sucks. Their defense played well. They had the lead. Run the fucking ball until we can't anymore, which kudos to them. I guess it was an easier decision with the Storm, but not a lot of teams I don't think would commit to it that hard as they did.
I think that was their plan from the onset. We kind of talked about their shit plan coming out. It looked pretty vanilla to begin with. I think their plan in that game was to play defense and win the game. I think they would have taken every field goal. I think anytime that they were 4th and goal inside the 10, they were kicking a field goal. I don't think they would have pressed the issue one bit. I think that was a game where points were going to matter.
No, if you're Sean Payton.
So yeah,
we'll get to that.
The coaching, I think you got the slight edge here, and Vrabel, and that'll play into the Super Bowl too as well, which I want to talk about. But the couple things out of the weather. Number one, leading to those coaching decisions, and truly watching the Patriots just not even thinking about throwing the ball. I mean, we're not even thinking about it, leading to I mean, they didn't run rickshaw over anybody, but they did get enough first downs to keep the ball moving. They did, close the game out with it. They ran on the right side. Moses and Unwinu keep driving, 2 yards here, 3 yards here. Stevenson, excellent performance by Stevenson. When they knew they were going to run the ball, they still kept moving forward. I thought it was great. I thought it was tantalizing because of how close the game was, how small the margins were offensively for both teams. Any turnover feels like it would have lost the game. And I guess what I'm trying to get to is the backlash from a lot of people is that was shitty to watch. And now they're talking about neutral site championship games.
Oh,
Tell them to fuck off.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean,
Are these your friends that were over?
No. I just the NFL's talking about the neutral fan base. Now, to the NFL's credit, they have come out and said we're not going to do that. But I do get. I mean, it
What
would
would be
have
the point
been
of getting the 1 seed though? What would be the 1 seed? If you get 1 seed, you have home field advantage. What would be the point of that? And then you have a neutral site for the AFC Championship game or MC. That's
there's a lot of holes in it. But from a neutral observer standpoint, the second half of that game was
From a neutral observer standpoint, that's fair. But still, that you have to fuck off, and it just is what it is. That is part of the game, and it just is always going to be that way. That is what comes with it. Where occasionally the game could be affected by weather, but just like we said, if you just like watching sports because of big wow plays and not understanding the drama and the tension that builds with a close game, and that like teams and stopping each other, and that incremental gains is still dramatic. It isn't all just about, dingers and 50-yard touchdown passes. Those are cool too. But like that sort of tension is must-watch television.
I thought it was awesome.
It was great.
As soon as it started to white out, like they couldn't even they started to transpose the
numbers.
You could tell the production crew was trying to figure it out. They stopped transposing it because there's probably too much snow on the ground. And then, you had the
leaf blowers on the field. Yeah, they have leaf blowers fucking go out with the
that putz. Will Lutz blamed the weather because he didn't get his steps right. He was one step off and kicking the field goal. You fucking loser kicker. It was all awesome. The whole game was field position. I kept saying the Patriots, you gotta flip field. You gotta flip field. You gotta flip field. And Behringer kicks a fucking 16-yard punt. I'm like, God damn it. That you're right, Bob. Like that tension and frustration that goes with it. You're like, God damn it. And you're just waiting for that one deciding play. And the defensively from the Patriots certainly did it against Stidham and their sacks and intercepting it. But then when Maye flipped the field and ran, like even my non-Patriots people were like, go, like, holy shit, this is amazing. I thought it was great. I think it was awesome.
It's excellent.
Kind of last point I wanted to make on that was the coaching. So it really felt like a Vrabel in the headset. McDaniels, do not throw the ball. Do not throw this ball until the game is tied or we are losing. It's kind of what it felt like. And, maybe had a conversation with his O-line. Vrabel had a conversation with Maye or someone just to let him know we are going to run this ball to the end of this game. It felt once, like all season long, once the game was determined and it was determined what kind of game it was going to be, Vrabel just seems to get it. He understands it. And obviously the biggest gaffe from a coaching standpoint, Ray, you mentioned it, Sean Payton not kicking that field goal to go up 10-0, which at the time felt like 21-0, the way the Patriots were stalling on offense. Obviously, massive poor decision. And ooh, did I love it. Ooh, did I love it. Going for it on fourth down again, you fucking nerd jerk-offs. Take the points. You go up 2 possessions. Never mind the fact the Patriots couldn't move the ball. Never mind that it was going to be a slugfest defensively. If you have a chance to go up 2 possessions in football, you take it every time.
And then what happened when they went to kick the field? Now, we buried a bit of the best story from the game here. What happened when Will Lutz allegedly slipped and kicked that field goal?
He didn't count the steps correctly.
It got blocked by some nobody that they signed for one day and then got off one of the best quotes in post-game history.
Just jumped in the air and I got a taste of the ball. Who did it?
What was that feeling like?
Hit of the ball, but it was exciting, man.
That guy, you could tell, is a goofball and hilarious. Like When he gets cut by the Patriots in the next couple days, we should immediately get him on the show.
Yeah. No, he got his hand on the ball. He played one snap that game, and then he got to the sideline. He's like, I know what I'm saying. They're gonna interview me, and like I got this.
Yeah,
no
I got
Diddy.
it.
Exactly. Yeah. I got a taste of the ball. No Diddy.
Yeah.
That's a fucking t-shirt.
No Diddy. I love it. Taste of the ball. I didn't even realize they blocked it until after the game. I was so psyched that he missed the field goal. I was just like, sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, they showed the replay, and you could see
They
he
showed
just
the
got,
replay
fingers
where-
on it. Yeah,
Again, I was jumping up and down, drinking heavily.
that was dirty.
Yeah. I don't have any bourbon left. There you go. I thought the margins were so thin in the game. Coaching came into it. Peyton also challenged that tush push, which never gets overturned.
Which was stupid. Even though they were talking about Romo's like, it's going to be hard to overturn this one because there's no clear evidence that he got it.
They never overturn it. Like, even when the evidence is clear, which it felt like it was he was short. They're not overturning it. Like, it's just not happening. It's a stupid challenge. They could have used the timeout at the end of the game. It was just dumb.
You could tell Peyton's taking the Belichick turn. He's slowly losing it.
Well, he said it all along because he only had Drew Brees. That's the only reason why he won that Super Bowl.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, look,
That's
I'm
what
a
people are saying.
Bo
Don't
Nix
yell me.
guy. I thought Bo was pretty good coming out, but to have Bo Nix in the AFC Championship game, like, come on, he's doing something right. He's a good coach still. He has. Don't put that Belichick stamp on him. He's not going to get in the Hall of Fame.
Don't let Grampy drive.
So there you go. Wow, they're back. Patriots 10th Super Bowl appearance since 2000. If anyone's wondering, the rest of the AFC East teams have 0. Patriots have 10. Easiest regular season schedule in 50 years. Their playoff experience was one game against the biggest loser quarterback in the NFL, one bad quarterback and one backup quarterback, but they did play top 5 defenses in all 3 rounds. Any final thoughts here on the path and why the Patriots are actually indeed not the worst team to make the Super Bowls? I gave you a couple of examples of some bad teams that made the Super Bowl that may be worse than this Patriots team. Why are they not the worst team to make the Super Bowl?
Because they have a bunch of people that are going to win awards for Coach of the Year, MVP, Offensive Player of the Year. You beat the likes of the best player in the NFL, according to Rich and Josh Allen. So, yeah, I mean, it's not an easy. I mean, you get what you get. You know, like when the schedule comes out, you don't choose it. The NFL gives it to you. You didn't know they were all going to be shitbag teams. And, yeah, you might have had an easy path, but you still had to go out there and beat these teams. I mean, look at last year when Sherrod Mayo had games that he was supposed to win. He didn't win them when we were 4-13. So obviously what you get, you got to deliver, and they delivered.
They're not the worst team because they won 15 out of their last 16 games, kicked the shit out of most of the teams that they played. They navigated injuries towards the end of the year. They have done exactly what's been needed. They've brought on all these new players and they've acclimated them all into the team. And in this NFL, they are as good as any other team. I'm sorry, the Seahawks aren't markedly better than them. They are every bit the team the Seahawks are. People just don't hate the Seahawks, and they wear cool uniforms, and they like it's a different thing. They're not the worst team, but by any stretch. The NFL is down this year. That's one thing that could be said, that there is no great team, but the New England Patriots have stood toe-to-toe with every team they've played and pretty much looked like the better team in almost every game.
Yeah, the reason they're getting the hate is mostly the residual hate from Brady Belichick. That's mostly the reason why. The easy schedule in 50 years in the regular season is true, but their margin of victory against bad teams was pretty significant, like Bobby said. They went 9-0 on the road. First team to ever do it. They beat
Warriors.
3 of the top 5 defenses on their playoff run. First team to ever do
NFC South champions.
Another reason they're not getting hit is Drake Maye. Is they are not led by their quarterback pulling it out of his ass, which has been the NFL in recent years, specifically in Patrick Mahomes and these big name quarterbacks. And because Drake Maye, who did have an MVP season, which is another reason not like these other teams on this list here, they don't have an MVP quarterback. They didn't have a coach of the year. They were, to Ray's point, the team was 4-13 last year, and they flipped the script. They're not they're not the worst team for a lot of those reasons.
But
But
it's weird. They're very likable too. Like this is a very likable team. There's no big douchebag on the team. I'm sure you're
Well,
going
they
to say
were
something.
until all of a sudden I made the Super Bowl and everybody realized they hated them.
it's the residual
That's
hate.
what I'm saying.
from-
Yeah. Now they hate them, but I'm just saying there's a very likable team. Like in years past, you had Bill Belichick, who everyone hated because he was the evil genius, and you had Tom Brady, that everyone was sick of winning all the time. Now you have like this guy Drake Maye, who just looked awkward as fuck getting that AFC Championship trophy from Jim Nance, and it was like, "What do I do with this now? Do I take it?" And he's like, "No, it's yours, man. Go celebrate."
Yeah, a real
It's just like
gee
you just gotta
golly.
love that though. You know, it's like, "Gee golly whiz, thanks, man." And
No,
like, go
Mike
back to the
Vrabel's a
locker room.
media darling. They are a likable team. They punching above their weight for sure. Their roster does not have a lot of big names, heralded names on it. I think, certainly if they go on to win, but even if they don't, coming into next season, a lot of these names are going to get more publicity than they had in the past because the team had been bad. That's what happens with every team that goes from bad to good. This is just if you didn't have the Patriots history, this would be the top story. The darling Patriots. This would be 2001 all over again. And they're 14-point underdogs against the Rams. What are they now? Like 5-point underdogs?
4.5.
I thought it was
I love
six.
The panel on ESPN today went 12-0 Seahawks. Give me more. Give me fucking more. Is this team better or worse than the 2011 Giants that went 9-7?
Better.
The Eli Manning Giants that went 9-7.
Better.
2007 Giants 10-6.
I don't want to talk about that.
Get over it. If this is the 10th fucking Super Bowl you meant to, you can't get over 2007. Come on.
It still hurts me.
I still think that defense was pretty good.
They're better on that. You could go to the 2000 Ravens on this one. That team's better.
They're better than the Cardinals. They're better than the Bears.
2008 Cardinals 9-7. 2006 Bears Rex Grossman.
Better.
2000 Ravens
Not
and
better.
that defense, one of the greatest defenses of all time. Trent Dilfer came in as a backup midway through the season and failed to score a touchdown for 3 straight weeks.
Yep.
So if you want to get on Drake Maye for sucking in the playoffs, just remember Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Okay? Are they worse than them? Maybe.
You're
2001
kind of
Bengals.
Get asshole.
Fucking 2001 Bengals. Hands down, one of the worst teams to ever go to the Super Bowl.
Here we go.
Undoubtedly. Undoubtedly.
Here we go.
I mean, Joe fucking Burrow, this was before he was transitioning, so he had a shot. But their run offense was worst in the league. Their defense was one of the worst in the league. And, they got the top wide receiver in the draft, and Joe Burrow had a decent season. But he's a fucking loser. That team sucked. The 85 Patriots land on this list. The 2001 Patriots. The 2001 Patriots? They
I don't
stunk.
understand that. 9/11.
They stunk the year before. Yeah. Thank God for 9/11. Gave us that. Made the script. That 2005 Steelers game team sucked too. 7-5.
Is that their Jerome Bettis one? His retirement in Detroit against the Seahawks?
I think
So,
Bears.
yeah.
That's right.
That's team.
Anyway, I think the Patriots will land above a lot of those teams, and we'll see what they do in the Super Bowl, which we'll do a quick little little look ahead here right after headlines with the obvious one.
Yeah, thank you there, Richard. Our New England Patriots are back in the Super Bowl for the 12th time in franchise history. They got there after defeating the Denver Broncos 10-7. The Patriots will be taking on the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 60 after they beat the Rams 31-27. Seattle opened up as 4.5-point favorites. The Boston Celtics hosted old friend Drew Holiday and the Portland Trailblazers Monday night and got the 102-94 win. Celtics are second in the East and 5 games back from the Detroit Pistons. The Bruins lost on Monday to the New York Rangers 4-3 in overtime and play Tuesday night at home versus the Nashville Predators. And finally, Bill Belichick, the man who won 6 Super Bowls with New England and 2 with the New York Giants as defensive coordinator and arguably the greatest coach of all time, is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. This has been Headlines with the obvious one. Back to you there, Richard.
The Celtics are dumb front-running pussies. This is the same team they have been for 4 years running.
Well, my worst nightmare came true. Missoula and Mayo are friends. What the fuck? Apparently, they've known each other since Virginia. They have these docking sessions where they talk about ball and managing people.
7 won't be on a scene to catch
I'm on vacation. I'm gonna quay all these. I'm gonna fucking watch them this week.
Do you say Quay?
Is it not quay?
It's Q. It's Q.
It's Q